Hey guys, welcome back to another video. You join me out in Munich, Germany, the birthplace of BMW. They set up shop here 110 years ago, and I'm currently standing outside of Gate 1 for the Munich plant. I'm here to get behind the scenes and watch some of the process of what goes into building a BMW M3. And not just any M3, we're going to watch the process of my individual G81 M3 Touring being built. It takes about 40 hours for the entire build process of my M3, and watching all of that is just unrealistic. Over the past couple of days, it's had 6,000 spot welds, and it's been through the paint shop. It's had its individual lime rock grey paint applied. I can't wait to see that in the flesh tomorrow. Talking of which, we have a 6 AM start and a full-on day ahead of us, at the end of which I get to interview BMW M CEO Frank van Mil and Head of Plant Munich Peter Weber. Before we go any further, I want to say a massive thanks to BMW UK and BMW Germany for making this all possible. As you can imagine, there was a lot of planning and logistics that went into this. We're going to head back to the hotel and get an early night, although I don't think I'm going to sleep much tonight because I genuinely feel like a kid at Christmas. Well, this is exciting. We're at the first stage of the assembly line. The cars have been painted. They come out of a giant storage room down there where they're all stacked, and now they're getting picked and they're coming through here. My car is literally a handful of cars away, so I'm super excited. They actually build about 1,000 units a day here, and this is just one factory. They do essentially 3 Series and 4 Series Grand Coupe, and that includes M models like the M3 Saloon and the M3 Touring, obviously. Today, I'm borrowing Hans Huber's jacket, so you can call me Hans if you want in the comments. I feel like I'm fitting right in, although the jacket's a little bit small for me, but I thought I'd wear it anyway because then I feel like I'm part of the family. Right, we're now a couple of cars away, and if you look up at the screen there in the second row in yellow, you'll see G81 824 7139, and that is my car. Oh my goodness. There's my car. There is my car. That is insane. I can't believe it. My actual car. I might get the chance to go around and have a look. I'm just going to wait for the... I can go. Look at this. Oh my God. I'm so excited. This is brilliant, right? They're going to put this car's data tag on so everyone knows exactly the spec that's going on. Complete bare shell, as you can see. Absolutely no components, no wiring, no interior, no suspension, no engine. This is the bare body shell made up of 400 individual parts and panels, 6,000 spot welds. Really, really cool. Well, I better come through. It's all right. Don't be sorry. Oh my goodness. A few minutes later, and there she is. Basically, they're removing the transport chassis that has been with it since the paint shop, and they're putting a different carrier on the car that will stay with it until it gets its wheels and it's able to roll under its own steam. There's my car now. It's coming back down to see me. Lifting the bonnet. Oh, fantastic. It always amazes me in production lines like this or in plants because there's all these massive big robots and metalwork everywhere, but when it comes to the actual car itself, it's so delicate. There she is, and actually it's the first time a bit of light has hit the paintwork and you can see the lime rock in the paint. It looks absolutely stunning. This is bringing a whole new dimension to owning a car because now when I actually get to drive this and pick it up from Mr. Tony Lewis, there'll be so many memories of everything being assembled and put together, and every time I walk up to my car, it will sort of bring me back to now and today. So I'm now about to put my own chassis number on my own car. I mean, this just doesn't get any better. Okay. Yeah, these two?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. How cool is that? Yep. Okay. Wow. Aha! You need some muscles. Okay. And this one. This one? Yeah. That's it. Okay. Yeah. Together.
Yep.
Okay. Right, here she is. Now the next process is actually, believe it or not, removing the doors, because as you can appreciate, it gets sprayed as one piece of bodywork, all the door shuts, etc. But to make the car's assembly easier, they remove all the doors for two reasons. Number one, because obviously the doors are just plain shells at the moment, so they need to fill them up with electronics, glass, you name it. And number two, because when the doors are off, obviously they can then access the shell of the car a lot easier. So front doors come off here, rear doors come off here. Still just unbelievable that this is my car. Right, red lights are on, means it's going to move now. Look at that. You can see the actual crash structure in the doors, the strengthening, because obviously there needs to be a lot of strength indoors for side impacts, etc. So these guys are now going to remove the doors. And after they finish removing the doors, like this, they then get put into this machine here. It gets lifted up and the doors are taken away to another part of the production line where they get built up essentially, and then eventually they'll come back and meet the car when it's ready to go. So cool. Now we have the shell without the doors, and these guys are fitting all of the sort of cable mounts, some of the rubber seals, so boot seals, etc. Just getting the car prepared for putting the wiring looms in and, well, various other stages. So we now have some of the soundproofing going in. Amazing. Maybe I should ask him to leave that bit out so I can hear more of the S58. Everyone down here is so friendly and so accommodating as well, because obviously it's not every day they get someone like me, Tony and Julian down here pointing cameras in their faces. Wow, look at this. So this is essentially a package full of the wiring loom. Look at that wiring loom. Oh my goodness. I mean, where do you start? Look at that. Wow. That is this car's vanes. They're getting plumbed in. Unreal. Look at that. I think they've done it a couple of times before. This is definitely not their first rodeo. The pace is just relentless. Only seconds ago it feels like it was a bare shell, and now things are starting to come together so quickly. I didn't realise we were going to get this much access and be this close. I'm actually paranoid about the camera being so close to the bodywork. All of that wiring loom is now spread out through the car. We got bits of it popping out in the engine bay. It's all getting pinned back, put in its position. All down the side of the chassis of the car, in the boot. Literally 60 seconds ago, that wiring loom came down in a bag, as we've just seen, and now it is pretty much installed and ready to go. It's amazing the pace. So as my car gets its way around the production line, that alarm means break time. So everything stops and everyone goes for a break, hopefully a cup of coffee, well-deserved snack, because these guys and girls are on the early shift. I think they started at 5:30 and they'll go through till mid-afternoon, and then the night shift come on and they work until about midnight. Right, now this guy's got a very important job because he's putting on my fuel filler cap, and that fuel filler cap's going to get a lot of action over the next few years. Now earlier on we talked about the platforms that the chassis have been mounted to. They're actually on essentially airbags, so they can adjust the height of the car to enable everyone to work on it for different stages. So my car is about to be risen for the next part of the production line. So if we get down here, we'll see this airbag, there you go, as if by magic. The car is now lifting, just means that nobody's having to bend over. It makes their work a lot easier. Right, the boot seal is now being installed. Look at those rear arches. Don't worry, it's a rubber mallet. Right, so my car is pretty much finished now in terms of all of the cabling, all that wiring loom that we saw a while ago is now installed. Everything is ready for the next part of the production line, essentially. Gets quieter down here and then the cars disappear through there, and we'll join it at the next stage of the production line. Right, so we've now come up another level, and as you can see, all of the chassis have been tilted on their side so that everyone can work on the underneath of the car, and we'll have a look at that in a sec. There's my car now turning on its side. Hopefully that is the only time that my G81 M3 Touring will be at that angle. There she is. Okay, once again I'm being allowed access on the other side, which is just amazing. So this is now the underneath of my car. As you can see, it's very bare because no one's attached anything to it up until this point. So they've just installed the main battery lines that feed power to the car. Come out there in the engine bay. Right, so the fuel tank is now mounted. That took seconds. They're just securing it. What's interesting is the fuel tank arrived on this sub-assembly line, and they come through and are timed to meet up with the right chassis. The actual hose from the fuel filler is now getting attached. As we're waiting for my car to come around, it's quite interesting because they build full combustion engine cars here, hybrids, and fully electric. So that is a full combustion engine car. I think it's an M3 Saloon. Then we have a hybrid here, which I'm guessing is a 330e. You'll see more of these orange cables, but you can see that there's still space for the gearbox, etc., and the engine. And then we have a full electric here, which is, I'm assuming, probably an i4. Yeah. And yeah, well, where the gearbox normally would be, we've got some electrical modules going in. It's same but different. Obviously no fuel tank in this one either. No exhaust or space for exhaust in the back because it's fully electric, it doesn't need an exhaust. That is a regular 3 Series, and you can see that there is some heat shielding on there for the exhaust, gearbox, etc. But on my G81, we actually have 2 bits of heat shielding, and we've got more around the back end here. So on any of the M3s, regardless of whether they're the M3 Saloon or the M3 Touring, there's more heat shielding because obviously it gets hotter and it's probably going to be driven a bit harder. So without these guys, the cars wouldn't get built because obviously they're transporting all of the really important individual components around to certain parts of the production line. Thank you very much. Right, it's time for my car to leave this part of the production line and actually head back downstairs again. I'm going to try and not get run over by my own car. Don't know how I'd explain that. This car is going to head into another complex looking lift system. Now they're installing the side airbags, so like the curtain airbags, not the main airbags because that is all part of the dashboard and the steering wheel, as we know. So there's yet more parts being bolted to the car before all of the stuff that we're familiar with gets put in, like the interior. I'm really excited about seeing the interior being fitted. And in fact, you don't know that I changed the color of my interior. Lastminute.com, poor Tony. Right, the lights are being installed now. How nice does that red light contrast with the lime rock grey? The pedal box is in. Great to see top rack on a poster. And of course, the Red Bull Drift Brothers. All of the seat belts, etc. have been installed, and we're gonna walk around to the next part of the production where they start fitting the interior as we know it. Just when I thought it couldn't get any better, I've spotted my dashboard. And yes, this is the first time you'll see the colour of my interior, Fiona Red. I changed it last minute because I thought Fiona Red would contrast really well with individual lime rock grey. Now this machine basically comes in and manhandles the dashboard because I can imagine it's not light, and this basically takes all the load off this gentleman and allows it to be a one-man job essentially. So there's my dashboard, all ready and in position. So this 4 Series Grand Coupe is going to move out of the way. Here comes my G81. Oh, this is so exciting. I hope that you guys are enjoying this on the video as well. I can now move forward and follow it in. Look at that. What a part of the process. Just like that. And there you have it. All installed. Fantastic. So exciting. The rear glass has just been installed. He's checking for the tolerances there on the glass. The whole process, actually, every time they install something, they check for the tolerances because this is a BMW, and that's why they all come out looking so good. All the panel gaps are spot on. Now the quick peek of the interior. This is just before the center console is going to go in. Right, we have the engine bracing going in now. So again, this is something that is unique for M cars. I'll show you what it looks like on a regular 3 Series or 4 Series, but that is an M strut brace. It sits just behind the engine, and is a beautiful piece of billet aluminium, something I wish that we could see when you open the bonnet. Right, here we go. Center console by the main man. Everyone's been so friendly here.
Okay, no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. How cool is this? What's interesting is everyone rotates. So this guy's not always fitting center consoles. He'll be doing something different later on in the year so that the job isn't too repetitive. Look at that. Fiona red armrest, loving it. I've lost count of how many nuts and bolts and rivets have gone into this car. It's just non-stop. The rear climate control's going in now. Right, so we just had lunch and we've missed my car by about 4 cars, but this is the window fitting process. As you can see, it's all robots doing it. So we have an M3 saloon down here now. And now sealant on the windows themselves. Look at that. It's like poetry. And then the delicate movement, and in they go. Look at that. Amazing. So the rear seats are in, but we're going to see the front seats being installed. We're just playing catch up at the moment, but I'm glad I caught that. Right, here we go. The big moment. Front seats about to be installed. Here they come. Oh, yes. Look at that. I love it. The left and right go in together, unstrapped. Brilliant. Seats are in. Right, now that the seats are in, of course, they need to be bolted to the floor. So these guys are just making sure they're positioned right and bolted on. Look at that, the interior is coming together. I'm so glad that I've gone for Fiona red. I really, really am. I think it contrasts so well with the paint. Looks fantastic. Look at that, they're already moving under their own steam because the car does have power. In fact, look, the dashboard is all lit up for the first time. Right, here we go, the doors are going on. So they've been pre-assembled, obviously, with all of the door cards, the Fiona red leather, the windows, etc. Completely different to how we left them this morning. So rear doors first, going on. Again, easy work for these guys. The robots do all the lifting. And they do all the last minute sort of fastening, make sure the doors are attached basically. Brilliant. Right, here come my front doors. This is just insane. Absolutely nuts. So if you look at how that attaches, it's using suction mounts on the glass and a rubber bung at the bottom. So very, very gentle with the door and the paintwork. It's been positioned, comes away. Color-coded boot spoilers going on. And look at this. There are my keys. The next time I see them will probably be when Tony hands them over when I collect the car. Oh, fantastic. It's coming together. It really is coming together. Okay, we're going to wave goodbye to it again. It's going through yet another check. Look at all those cameras and lasers and sensors on the walls. Just making sure that the car is exactly how it should be. But there's not far to go now until, well, the suspension, the wheels, the engine, the gearbox, etc. get mounted. The marriage. Right then, here we go, the marriage process. That is all the running gear going into my car. So we got the S58 just out of shot, ZF 8-speed automatic gearbox, the prop shaft, the drive shafts, the suspension, essentially all of the running gear is going to be married to the chassis that will slide across in a second. That's all down there, lined up, ready to go. Here it comes. So cool. Now the running gear will be lifted up into the chassis of the car. And that is the first time I'm going to see the S58 under the lime rock grey bonnet. And just like that, it's all done, and it goes on. Right, I'm here now with Bernhard at the final assembly, and that is my car just coming through. Can you talk us through what's happening here, Bernhard, before it arrives in your area, your specialty?
Of course. So up until now, the car was standing really on the traverse, which went through nearly the whole of the assembly.
Yep. On the yellow part.
On the yellow, yeah.
Yep.
And now the greyish thing comes and picks up the car.
Okay.
And then for the first time, it flies.
Yeah, quite literally.
Yeah, quite literally it flies. And it does so until the wheels are mounted, of course. And then there are several tugs before it stands on its own wheels, really.
Okay.
And that's always an exciting moment.
So that's on its jacking points, essentially, isn't it? I know
Yeah,
that from
yeah,
when you change
absolutely.
your wheels. Yeah.
There are the checking points. We will also see the plastic cap that goes there, which
Okay.
is mounted
Yep.
right after fueling the car.
Okay. And so this is where your section starts.
Yeah.
And could you just tell my audience what you're responsible for and what your job is?
Yeah, of course. So I work in the final assembly.
Yep.
And I'm responsible after marriage. So we connect really the lower body of the car, which was joined during marriage, with the car itself. And that's quite interesting because you need that. Otherwise, you don't have any electricity, all the coolants won't flow, and also, of course, the gas won't flow.
Okay.
So we need that really.
Yep.
And this is really where the first connections are made between the engine and the car. So in the marriage, you saw where everything was really tied back,
Yep.
so everything could join, so you don't damage any hoses, any electric stuff. And this is quite important because otherwise we would go into rework and we don't like that, we don't need that. It's a lot of money.
Sure. You want it to be right first time round.
It has to be
every
right
time.
first time.
Yeah. Especially my car.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely.
I suppose they're plumbing in, so all the electronics, the hoses, the cooling.
Yeah, they start to connect everything.
Everything.
So we have different materials.
Yep.
So we join metal, we join plastic. This way you also have to make sure that everything works when you go in a hot country, where you go in a cold country.
Okay.
And really the problem is you have different coefficients of the material where it stretches or really compresses, yeah.
Yep.
Depending on the temperatures. So we have to make sure
Yep.
if you drive from the Sahara into the Arctic,
Yep.
which is quite impossible, I know, but that your car is working perfectly.
But yeah, some people do it, and you sell it to so many different regions around the world, right?
And
so,
it has to work everywhere. So if
Yeah.
you're buying your car in Canada,
yeah,
we also make sure you can drive in Mexico,
sure, wow.
which is a better use case, I guess.
Yeah. So this is the first time I've got up close and personal to my car now that it's had all the running gear attached. We've got the brakes on, all the lovely suspension arms in there. You can see I've gone for the black calipers. If it was up to Tony, I would have gone red, but there you go. Do you prefer red or black calipers?
Red.
Oh,
I really
no.
like the red one.
Red, red,
Sorry.
red. And the front calipers have actually got purple covers on them to stop them getting damaged from the paint, which is really cool. It's like an individual brake caliper, but it's not. You can see just how much goes on underneath the bonnet of an M3 especially. You've got the massive S58 3 litre straight six twin turbo. You've got all of the cooling, all of the electronics, and on top of that you've obviously got the suspension each side. There's just no space. That's as much as you can get under the bonnet of a G Series 3 Series.
And so we use this chick
Yep,
to place it on there to really make sure that everything is aligned.
sure.
Because when we attach the front end
Yep.
to the car,
Yep,
it needs to be exactly right, because otherwise we could damage something on the car.
of course.
We don't want that, of course.
So if he puts the jig on and it doesn't line up, then there's a problem.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So usually the chick lines up quite perfectly,
Yep.
and we don't have any issues.
Yep.
But if he, maybe there's a big issue, I don't know, which never happened while I'm working here since 2.5 years, I think. Then we would leave the car as it is and bring it down to the rework, and then they would finish the car, of course.
So it almost get taken off the production line
Yeah.
at a later stage, and okay.
So this is one of our quality workers, and his only job is to check everything, that everything is connected correctly,
Okay.
everything works fine. He has this small handheld,
Yep.
and he has also specific tests he has to do. And then he can say, okay, I've done this check and it's okay,
Okay.
or I've done this check and it's not okay.
Okay. Unfortunately, I temporarily lost my mic in this section, but I was discussing the fact that you would never get two consecutive M cars on the assembly line at the same time. And the reason for that is, as we know, an M car requires more components and upgraded components. It's a more complex car compared to a regular 3 Series or an i4. And therefore, my M3 Touring, for instance, requires more man and women hours compared to that 330i behind my car and the i4 in front of it. Even things like those radiators in the front wheel arches, where you don't get them on an i4 and you don't get them on a regular 3 Series. And I thought that was really interesting, because part of this video was to show everyone how much time and effort goes into building a BMW, but also how much extra time and effort goes into building an M car. And although all of the cars are moving at the same speed along the production line, the men and women will spend more total time building my M3 compared to this 330i. I'm showing you there that that doesn't have those extra radiators, just as a small example. So now they're checking the air conditioning, and they basically put a load of pressure into the system, way more than the actual system would normally run. And it stays with the car for the next hour or so until right at the end. And at the end, they double check to see that all of that pressure is still in the system, i.e. there's no leaks or anything, so that it lasts for years and years to come. It's had its M3 badges put on the front wings. Very, very cool. So there is an American 3 Series. How do I know it's an American 3 Series? Because You've got the orange reflectors on the front wings. It's very unique for the American market. Right, so we've got the wheel arch guards going in now. We all needed to put protective headgear on, so we're part of the BMW crew now. Installing the sump guard, but that's all part of the structure of the car, and again that's a completely unique component for the M3. All the underfloor bracing's going on now. Again, that's all M-car specific. Strengthens up all of the rear subframe. There's my M differential. So we've got all of these scanners down here, currently looking underneath my G81. Once again, just checking for quality control, making sure that there's no wires or cables or hoses hanging out where they shouldn't be. Right, here comes my exhaust. It's going straight past the i4, obviously, because that doesn't need an exhaust. The exhaust is going on. Look at that. Fits like an absolute glove. Yeah, now it's looking like a G81 M3 Touring. Apart from the badge. They've removed the front caliper covers. So there you can see my lovely black calipers. So all the final adjustments, the rear subframe's just being cranked up. The lights have just come on, and they're just making sure that the central control unit is working properly. Thanks to this car's headlights, we can actually have a proper look at the paint. You can really see the lime of the grey coming out there in direct light. Okay, just hit it. Like, yep.
No.
Oh, yes.
Prima.
Okay. There you go. Do I have a job now? Yep. Perfect.
Bravo. Good.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you. Right then, this is another exciting part of the production and the final assembly. My wheels are rolling out. There they are, silver wheels, and I am so glad to see that they are clad with Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tyres, star marked, homologated. Look at that. There you go. Oh, how good do the silver wheels look? Yes, silver for the win. Oh, this is just mega. That's the rear coming out. Wow. Fantastic. I am so glad that it's on Michelin's. So it looks like it's attached initially with one bolt. And then maybe this adds the other four. Tony's just spotted something very cool. That is a nice table, but it's held up by an M4 GTS wheel. Look at that. It's also on a Michelin tyre. Fantastic. That is potentially the best table in the world. I think he's the first guy in my driver's seat. Fantastic. Thank you. Right, the air boxes are in. The engine bay is starting to look really neat. Strap braces in. Engine bay almost complete.
It's easy,
Yeah, no worries.
Then position here.
Okay,
And then pop line.
perfect, cool. Thank you.
We do this together,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Wait.
Push it
Easy.
together.
And,
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
and get in the
Okay.
middle one here.
Yeah.
Yes.
there we go.
Perfect.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Finishing the touches. My car, basically. Oh, wasn't happy. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Right, I am now crouching down and I'm peering through a gap in the fence essentially to get this, because this will be the first time that my car sits on its own weight and on its own tyres and wheels. My first fill up and pull it.
Just like the normal, you can
Yep,
let it go.
let it go.
And now on the
Okay.
just like 12 liters.
Could you get a photo of me, Tony?
It's German for it's already full.
Full,
You can
okay.
put it down.
Yep. Oh. Fantastic.
And you can,
Close it. So we now have the AC going in, brake fluid at the back, and the coolant. Okay, so this is now the brake check. It's just pumping around all the system, the brake system, making sure the force and the pedal is correct. I suppose once upon a time that was done by a human, but now it's all electronic. Just to make sure that when the car does roll off the production line, the brakes work. Oh my God, I'm jumping in my car for the first time. Oh, excellent. And I start it.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah? Oh, first startup process. I've never heard that sequence before. Obviously the engine needs to spin a lot. That is so cool. I can't believe I've just started my car on the production line. Fantastic. This is unreal. I am living a dream today. So all of the alignments getting checked, the brakes, and what's even cooler is we've got CEO BMW M Frank here to watch the last bit of the process. I'm going to get him on camera in a sec, but this is just unreal. Right, so all the alignment is done, checked, all looks green. Green's got to be good. So where are we heading now?
Now we're heading for the dyno
Oh wow!
control.
Yeah.
So the car scanning, and then my ID, the controller,
Oh, this is
and then
awesome.
we start.
Yeah. Do I put my belt on?
You don't need to.
No, no, okay.
I need to because of the system.
Yes, of
Because
course.
it doesn't go further if I don't.
Okay. Right, we're inside the dyno room now, just to make sure that all the drivetrain is running properly. Wow. Amazing. Oh, so you're looking at the revs and the gears there, so you're following that.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're now doing 90 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour.
Now we check the horn every 4 corners to see if it all works.
Brilliant.
And of course, we check these. That's perfect. So next step is ABS control. we just kind of sit here and wait
Yep.
for the system to run the ABS controls
Okay.
automatically. And you know,
So is your foot on the brake now?
no,
Okay.
I don't touch anything.
Okay.
With the M3s,
Yep.
we don't need to do anything. Just like the electric cars.
Okay.
With the other ones, we need to brake a little bit.
Sure. So it's doing the individual wheels,
Yes,
checking everything.
yes, every side.
Yep. Yep.
The front left, front right, and then the rear ones.
Oh yeah, you can smell the brakes for the first
Yeah,
time.
It's the smell of the brakes,
Yeah.
as well as the engine. you
And
know.
engine, all the
new
plastics
engine, yes.
warming up, and
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Time to go.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yes, yeah, likewise. Thank you very much. Right, there we go.
That's it.
Brilliant. Cool.
Have fun. Thank you very
mate.
much.
Cheers. Well, I wasn't expecting to get my first drive in my brand new M3, but there you go. Right, well, it's been a very, very long and very, very exciting day. And the icing on the cake is I'm now joined by BMW M CEO, Frank Van Meel, absolute legend, and head of plant Munich, Peter Weber. Thanks very much for coming down, guys. I really appreciate it. I've had, I was going to say the best day of my life, but my wife will probably watch this. So it's the second best day of my life after my wedding. Watching my car getting married today.
Yeah, it's a little bit like a birth of a child, right?
It genuinely was. When I got here this morning, I was shaking and just super excited. And it's been the best day. I want to thank everyone at the plant as well, because honestly, everyone has been so friendly. I think the first question, Frank, I'm going to throw at you. What do you think of the spec of my car? Honestly.
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 Well, I told you I was a little bit surprised about the color of the wheels.
Yes.
Because with gray, you tend to use black wheels.
Yep.
But I like the idea because also the exhaust pipes are shiny, so it quite matches because it's gray with silver, which also looks great. So,
Yes.
and on the interior, I think the red in the interior is also a very nice accent to the car. So it's not 50 Shades of Grey.
No.
It's a very cool car with a little bit of color on the interior. I
Yes.
like it.
And what about the D badge?
I have no problem with de-badging because the badge, I mean, you can wear it with pride, but you can also leave it away. Because if you look at the rear of the car, there's no guessing around. I mean, if you look at the car with the wide body, the big wheels, the quad exhaust pipes, the wide stands, it's quite clear that it is an M Touring and not a regular 3 Series Touring.
Yep.
So it's even without badge, it's if you know, you know.
Yep. So you're approved. Well, if you're ever in the UK and they run out of press cars or whatever, you're always welcome to borrow it. Although the wheel's on the wrong side, so.
Yeah, I always tend to jump in on the wrong side, and then I ask myself, where's the steering wheel? You know?
Brilliant. Nice. Peter, what does it mean to have M cars in your plant Munich?
So first of all, we consider our people the most decisive success factor.
Yep.
It's commitment, passion, qualification really makes a difference.
Sure.
And to be honest, our people are absolutely proud about producing the end derivatives.
Yep. I can see that. And it's amazing watching the process today because they all share the same production line. So we've got 4 electric BEVs.
Yes.
We've got hybrids and we've got combustion engine M cars and sort of regular 3 Series. And I just find it fascinating that literally like behind mine was an electric car and in front of it was a regular 3 Series. Then you've got an M car and each car has so much different process.
Yeah.
And some sort of parts of the production line, like the side sills on the i4, go on right at the end because the battery has to go in right at the end. Whereas on the other cars, they go on really early, and just the process of it all and how it all comes together.
Integrating all derivatives on the same production line, this is our basic belief, because this is the best way to be efficient and flexible at the same time.
Yep.
Because if you integrate all cars on the same production line, on the one hand, you can reduce the initial investment, and on the other side, you're very flexible.
Yeah.
As soon as we have customer asking for more M3, we can reduce, for example, the G21, the Touring, and produce more M3. So we are as flexible as possible.
Another question for you, Frank. What makes an M car an M car? And this is for the layman.
Well, the easiest way would be to say it's the same but different.
Yes. You're not getting away with it that easy.
I'm not getting away with that one. Okay. Well, it's the basic principle of building racing technology into series production cars. First of all, it's about changing the setup, the chassis. And actually with M cars, the chassis is completely new.
Yep.
Then it's about the drivetrain, more power. And actually also the drivetrain is completely new. And then it's about the torsional stiffness of the car.
Yep.
To get the precision. So we have a lot of parts underneath the body that make the overall car stiffer. And last but not least, of course, it's also about aerodynamics.
Sure.
And we have to widen the body, of course, also to get more grip on the front axle. So actually, it looks a little bit the same, but it's completely different. But the good news is we still use, let's say, most of the parts of a series production car. So it benefits both sides.
Yep.
But still it's completely different. And it's just this racing DNA put into a series production car that makes us so attractive for more than 50 years now.
Last question to both of you, because I don't want to take up any more of your time. But what are your daily drivers at the moment? What are you driving, Frank?
Currently I'm driving an iX M70 because I wanted to try out in Germany driving electric, which is quite nice because it's got a good range. In kilometers, it's about 350, 400 kilometers the way I drive.
Yes.
And but also it's very nice because we had a facelift of the car, and now it's got a very good hand sport package with contoured seats, with a round steering wheel, a nice new color on the car. Also,
Which color?
Portimao Blue.
Oh, nice.
And we also have a frozen gray on the car, so it's actually it's grown over the years.
Yeah.
It's got more since the facelift. It's got a bigger range.
Yeah.
And it's quite nice to drive in traffic as well because you're very quick with the electric engines, and you have this brake mode where you can do one pedal driving with the gas pedal. Which is quite nice, especially in dense traffic. And if you're going quick, it might also help to fade in or out somewhere.
Sure. Yeah. And yourself, Peter?
Right now I'm driving the all-new iX3,
Oh, okay.
produced in Hungary.
Yeah,
in
it's
our
just
new
come out.
plant. Fantastic. Amazing sheer driving pleasure. So really the next generation of electromobility and digitalization.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The interior design, it's so funky and cool. And all the front end, I think it's really come together in terms of styling. It's going to be a big seller in the UK.
And the new panoramic head-up display is really
Yes.
added value for our customer.
Yeah, brilliant, cool. Well, I think all that's left to say is a massive thanks to both of you. Really nice to see you as well, Frank. And hopefully I'll see you soon. And over in the UK, maybe at Goodwood or something.
Probably.
And Peter, thank you
Sure.
very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's been an awesome day. Paulina behind the camera. She's been unreal. Oh, and there's my car behind. Oh, look at that. The timing. Honestly, everyone today has been so helpful, and it's just been a day that I'm never going to forget. I feel quite emotional. So there's one last thing that I want Frank and Peter to sign under my bonnet, because I think when I go and collect the car, it would be such a nice finishing touch. So here we go. The main man. Thank you very much. And then, Peter, you can
Next one?
next box, yeah. Lovely. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Without damaging the car.
Yeah, that is a
So you're trying to avoid touching.
Don't touch the car.
Thank you very much. You join me 6 weeks later, back home in the UK and in my new car. I picked this up from Mr. Tony Lewis exactly a week ago. There will be a collection and first drive video coming to the channel very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. I want to start by saying thanks to anyone that's made it this far into the video. I know it's been a long one, but hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a thumbs up, leave any comments and questions below, and please consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you like the t-shirt that I was wearing during the plant visit and the hoodie that I'm wearing today, I urge you to go over and check out Petrol Heart's clothing range. I'll put a link in the description below. And if you use Joe Achilles at the checkout, you'll receive 10% off. Right, now let's get on to thanking people who made this video possible. And I'm going to start with the BMW UK press team, more specifically James and Tom. Guys, if you're watching, huge thanks once again. BMW Germany, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who made this video possible that I'm not even aware of, but the people that I am aware of, well, I'm going to start with the lovely Paulina, who was our point of contact throughout the entire long day. When I say long day, we met her at 6:30 a.m. and we said goodbye at 6:30 p.m. So it was a 12-hour filming day, but thanks to her, everything ran so smoothly. She was smiling all day and she really gave us energy throughout. So Paulina, again, if you're watching this, huge thanks. It was lovely to meet you and I hope that I see you again at some point soon. Then I have to say thanks to Peter Weber, who is the head of Plant Munich and the guy, or one of the guys, that we just interviewed. It was really, really, really nice on and off camera. And I have to extend my thanks, Peter, if you're watching this, to so many of your thousands of employees, because every single one of them was so helpful and so wonderful to meet. There was also quite a few subscribers on the production line, which I was surprised to see and surprised to meet. So any of those guys and girls that are watching, thanks and lovely to meet you. And last, most certainly not least, Mr. BMW M himself, Frank Van Mil. Mate, it was lovely to catch up with you off and on the camera, and hopefully I'll see you again very, very soon. And then of course, Mr. Tony Lewis. Mate, it was fantastic spending a week away with you, getting you out of the office and out of Croydon, and we had lots of fun, lots of adventures, and I really appreciate all of the work that you put in, especially during this video and film. And finally, my good mate Julian, known as My Porsche Adventures on Instagram. I'll put a link to that below in the description. He takes some beautiful photos. He was formerly My BMW Adventures, and any of the stills that you see throughout this video and some of the video clips were filmed by Julian. So, buddy, it was just great to hang out and enjoy dinner with you after that very long day, and it's always brilliant to see you. So thanks to everyone involved, thanks to everyone for watching this video, and I'll see you on another one very, very soon. Don't rev it too high. It's not been run in yet. Don't break it, Joe. Don't break it. A lot of work went into this car, including some of mine. Cheers.